There we go. Perfect. All right, so hello everyone, and welcome to another Tango Movement Lab. So today I keep exploring the shapes that we create in our bodies, and we will focus on mostly the front line of the body. We will do a little bit of a warm up. So warming up, not necessarily because we are going to do something strenuous, but more to give us a little bit of time to find these shapes or refine these shapes. So a warm up is not only for actually warming up the body, but also preparing mentally and finding different pathways, possibly different options. So this would be, hello, this would be the moment that you bring the experience of the week into the game and you prepare for what's coming up next. So I'm wearing heels. I suggest that you don't. I just wore them so I'm ready for the next part, the after warm-up part. If you can stay without heels, that would be good. If you know your footwear is flat, you're gonna be fine. All right, so let's get started with what we were doing as an exercise of the week last week. So if you have that video, this it will be complementary to our work today. If not, go ahead and take a look at it at YouTube. It's exercise of the week. Came out last Friday. So I want you to focus on this line between the sternum and the pelvis. And creating this line, let's focus on our anatomical center and going forward, but not collapsing. Just reaching forward from side to side. So here we're minimizing the movement in the upper body. Let's keep it like this for now. For now. And notice the range. So there is a limit of range. Start adding arms if you like, reaching. Good. Let's make this last one. And see now if you can go with the upper body. When you feel the limit, start sending the hips back and bend the knees, adjust your feet and come back. Body first. You feel the edge. Send the hips away in the counter opposite end. Allow the feet to pivot and the knees to bend. So you're creating this cone with your body. And we're coming back. And again, this is not easy to do on heels. If you are connecting with us now, stay without heels. I'm only wearing them so I don't waste time changing afterwards. Last one for each side. Body, hips, feet. And you see, we start shaping the space around us, not just the shapes inside our bodies. Okay, let's now go back and across. And you will notice that there's a little bit more constraint here because of our structure, how we're built. So there's more movement in the front, in the flexion, less in the extension. That's okay, we're not going to push ourselves. We're staying here in the upper portion. For now, hips and knees and feet are stable. And we're exploring the edge. So we're moving away and you're feeling how this is moving away from the pelvis. Okay. Make sure that you can easily breathe. If If you're feeling that you can't breathe properly with ease, then you've gone too far. Good. One more for each side. One side, and then the other side. And now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go, and you're feeling the edge, and now the hips will want to go around in the opposite direction, counter-rotating, counterbalancing. And come back in. Your feet will also pivot. And you see now this opposite cone that's starting to get created. So now this whole line is being expressed through this extension, right? This whole front line of the body. And there is actually connection, like linear connections through the abs and diagonal connections through the obliques. And there's also connective tissue going from the xiphoid all the way down to the pubis, or the pubic symphysis. One more. Good. Come back into center. And now let's bring into the game. We're almost there. We're going to put music right after this. The cones that we have in our hips. So remember this exercise that we were doing? Not going straight up. If you go straight up, you're going to feel the pinch. But forming a cone with your knee, coming in and out. If you need a partner, go ahead, no problem. Notice how this brings your foot at the midline of your body. This helps when you're walking. But if you go straight up, you're already feeling, you will feel immediately the pinch in your hip. So you can take a look at hips on the web and see that they're not square or perfect circles or perfect caves, but they have this coney shape, coney quality. Good, one more. And as you're coming down, now follow the path to go back. Go back. And again, here the extension is a little bit more limited, so don't push it. And you're going to feel that the leg turns in. The pelvis, on the other hand, the pelvic half accompanies this leg. And now, can you put this front line into the game? So from pelvis to torso, from pelvis to leg. It's coming together. Last one. Good. Switch legs. We're going forward first. And feel not only how the psoas are working, but also how the glutes are extending. And here, what do we see? So let's find that front line for the lift. But it's not a collapse. Not a collapse. You see what happens when you're collapsing. Good. Last one. And take it back. So again, the leg will go slightly out to the side, and because the hip, due to its structure, has this coney shape, if we want to follow it, we have internal rotation. And now exaggerate a little bit, bring this front line into the game. There's going to be a little bit of flexion in the front hip. to help you out. Good. You start seeing these shapes. Exaggerate them a little bit because we're going to use them in tango. That's going to be a lot more subtle. Good. Last one. Fantastic. All right. So we're going to put music on. It's not tango music. I want you to play with these shapes. First, start small like we did. First, start with the upper body and find how that invites your legs to move. And then go in the legs and again try to find these shapes. You can add steps going forward, or if you're doing the extension, going back. So play with these cone shapes, these C curves, and then we're going to start transitioning and putting them into tango specific movements. All right. Yes, music. Haha. There we go. Okay. Let's go. For some reason, this always needs a little bit of a reboot, but anyways. All right, play. Try to find these shapes. Here we go.
Secrets lie and the border fires. He's in the humming wires. Hey man, you know you're never coming back. Past the square, past the bridge, past the mills, past the stack. On a gathering storm comes a tall, handsome man in a dusty black coat with a red right hand. But there won't be a single thing that you can do. He's a god, he's a man, he's a ghost, he's a guru. They're whispering his name through this disappearing land, but hidden in his coat is a red right hand. You feel like an insect, well don't you worry buddy, cause he comes through the ghettos and the barrio and the barry and the slum. A shadow is cast wherever he stands, stacks of green paper in his red right hand. name in your head on a TV screen. Hey buddy, I'm warning you to turn it on. But he's a ghost, he's a god, he's a man, he's a guru. You one microscopic cog in his catastrophic plan, designed and directed by his red right hand.
All right. Let's pause this. Pause. Okay. Here we go. Let's add on. And let's see tango specific. Tango specific. So if you have an artificial partner, you place yourself right next to them, facing the camera, preferably. Here we go. So turn to face your partner. As you turn towards your partner, place your weight on the outer foot. The inside leg is free. Feel that swing, and now immediately feel this for today, as it's not a square being twisted, but as a cone expanding outward. Center, outward, okay? Exaggerating. But find this twist that's similar to this twist, okay? As you're finding this twist, allow for your hips to go in the opposite direction. Take a step forward, and usually what do we do here? Usually here we hold, but we don't want to hold. Sorry, let me adjust my feet there. But we don't want to hold. Instead, I want you to express this front line. Feel these connections. They are there. Express this front line. Express. And this is exactly what we were practicing before here. So let this front line from the bridge between your two legs connect all the way up into the xiphoid and through there into the sternum. Go and pivot. Let's do the other side. Same way. Shake it off. Find the curve towards your partner. Inside leg is free. Take a step. Don't hold. Let this line be expressed from the hips all the way into the arms, all the way into the head. So now you see this wraparound. Good. Take a step forward, undo. We're going to put music on so we can practice this. Right? And find this twist again. This time, let this twist take you over the inside leg. The outside leg is free. And you go back. And immediately You want to express this front line. You don't want to hold in like this. Not for today. For today, let's practice this. Expressing the line, stepping back. And this is another moment of collapse. Try not to collapse. Instead, try to find how this line adjusts and changes. And pivot. Let's do it again. Turn. Let the weight come over your inside leg. Your outer leg is free. As you extend back, express this front line. Take a step back. Don't collapse here. Try not to collapse. Remember that practice we were doing between the two legs, communicating through the front of the pelvis. This is the moment where this is going to be helpful. Let the two legs communicate. And now a change in curve happens. You see, from here to here. But no collapse. Okay. So, our little choreography for today to practice all this. We're going to put in the game the, the exercise of the week that we were doing last week. Going back, going back, going, right? And then when you're ready, once you've found this, you can go in and play with forward ochos, expressing these front lines just like we did here. So I'm going to put a song on. Use the song to get to your partner. Incorporate the exercise of the week. Sorry, you can't see me. Incorporate the exercise of the week and then spend some time finding those lines in your forward and back ochos. And it doesn't have to be this way forever. Just for today, we practice it this way. Here we go. So let's let's put this song on.
I needed an online store for my jewelry design business. So
not that one. Sorry about that. Let's go. All right. Okay. So this one. Can we escape the advertisement? Yes, we can. Go.
Μας ενώνει το φως μου απ' το σκοτάδι να φανεί. Ήθελα να φύλλω τον νόμο σου δεν φτάνει. Ούτε η μέρα, ούτε η νύχτα δεν αρκεί. Το βλέμμα σου, το βλέμμα μου όλο χάνει. Κι είναι ζωή αυτό που δείχνει αστραπή. Πώς να προλάβει το κορμί να κλέψει απ' το χρόνο της ομορφιάς το άγριο φιλί. Η αγάπη ξέρει μόνο, η αγάπη ξέρει μόνο. Πώς να προλάβει το κορμί να κλέψει απ' το χρόνο της ομορφιάς το άγριο φιλί. Η αγάπη ξέρει μόνο, η αγάπη ξέρει μόνο, η αγάπη ξέρει μόνο.
All right.
If you're trying to lose
If you're trying to lose weight. Okay, so this concludes our midweek practice. I wanted to give you a few tools so you can explore these diagonals and these shapes generally in your everyday life, not only in tango. Personally, I feel that engaging and expressing these diagonals makes my dance easier, more flowy. But that really depends on you. Do you want to express this flow? So that's also, maybe you want to create something that's more tight, right? So that's also something personal. However, I would like to encourage you to explore these things once in a while because they give you a better map of our body. So we have very few linear connections, but a lot of diagonals, and diagonals that drape. They're not even straight lines, they drape. So these movements are expressed in, it's basically the expression of structure. Expressing structure, there we go. So it is a good opportunity to explore these, maybe not for your tango, but for informing your everyday movement. Yeah, and you can try them in small moves or bigger moves like I was doing. So if you want, you can revisit this video, take some ideas, not do it as a choreography, just take some ideas. I try to put smaller steps and bigger steps, smaller movements, bigger movements, a little bit faster, a little bit slower. So if you can revisit, then one at a time, those elements, you can add them in your practice. Yes, and have a wonderful week. Send me if you have any questions, either at Facebook or leaving a message on YouTube or at krista.assis@bautans.com. And if you want extra goodies and extra information on all this stuff that we talked about today, join us at bautans.com. Take good care and keep on moving. Bye-bye.